Qué trippy. Trippy y creepy. Oh, qué extraño, man.
I have not lived.
Ya. Ya, hazme olvidar.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Me asusté, concha de tu madre. Oh. Upa chalupa.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Ya, sí. Tab en el teclado o R1 para omitir los diálogos que ya hayas visto. O R1.
Are you serious? No.
Genial, siempre quise asesinar a un miembro de la realeza. Viva la revolución.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Ya.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, a warning. Before you go in, she will lie. Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save...
Sí, he escuchado todo esto. Estimado. Bueno, es que me explotó el
The
cerebro.
interior of the
Silencio. Me explotó el cerebro que me haya cerrado el juego cuando le dije que iba a esperar para siempre. Abrí el juego de nuevo y estaba la misma weá. Y dice, volviste. Oh.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated. Her voice soft.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Pero... Y cambió la voz.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the... She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Ya mira, es bien simple. Sabemos que estoy en un loop infinito. Entonces, perfectamente podría hacerlo y si se escapa, como tú lo hizo en la anterior, me mata nomás.
Okay. Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
Princess.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Lo voy a descubrir rápido si es que es un mistake o no.
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Why, yo soy como un demonio.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains some...
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
Sí, sí.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Brother.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I mean... Holy shit. Esta vez mejor hacer esto. Si entramos en un loop donde soy... No la puedo matar bien.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Tiene que estar mega sharp.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, sí, está buena, está enferma la cabeza.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Uh.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
No. Advertirle. Está entre medio.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
La voz del narrador además me hace que quiera más llevarle la contra.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you...
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two... Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that...
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Es muy extraña toda esta historia. Todavía no entiendo absolutamente nada. Partió de nuevo, pero no partió de nuevo, partió distinto. Y ella es distinta porque al parecer en la primera, como los primeros 3 actos, ella cambió. Al final, sobre todo, como entidad con la que hablé es, al parecer, muy bien, más dominante ahora.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened.
Sí.
The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to slay her. My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the 4 of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
¿Qué mierda está pasando, weón?
A warning before you go any further. She will
Ya lo
lie.
escuchaba,
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. So don't pay their bickering any mind. The interior of the cabin is... The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the bait. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or... You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
Ahí está.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Tengo plumas, weón. Ya, pero voy a ser el enamorado.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time.
Eso es lo más extraño. Cambia la voz.
Wedding
Le hace como
bells
más
already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking
Princesa
it a
de
little too
Disney,
far.
no sé.
We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the fire. My love! We're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
Sí, insoportable.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Do you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her, it was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is we damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever.
Sí, puedo.
Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
No traje un cuchillo. Tengo que cortarte, ¿no? La última vez me mataste y me duele mucho porque lo hiciste. Pero una buena pregunta. Podría haber tirado el cuchillo a la mierda.
You died, and now we're talking.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
No le
She
quedó
took that
nada.
in stride, to a surprising extent. an almost unsettling extent. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
Oh.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Oh.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always
Igual no sé por qué me mató. Es como, bueno, porque le voy a matar igual al final. Está bien. No tengo un cuchillo, tengo que cortarte de nuevo.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
No, what the...
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
¿Tendrá traducción en español? No.
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further
No le
with every
creo
word
nada a
that
nadie.
passes through her
Qué terrible
beautiful
esta
lips.
wea.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Then I didn't end the world.
LOL.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is,
pero bueno.
not so sure.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body.
Lo
That's
siento,
practically
voy a
telling her
saltar
to
a la
kill us.
enamorada.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
No, no me dejan otra opción. Que chucha. ¿Por what? Why? Podría ir a buscar de nuevo la daga.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, you wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free. And you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
No sé por qué siento que Ron se va a convertir en un demonio, weón, y me va...
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
Power of love.
What do we do now?
Sexo. Perdón. Nos vamos ahora y tenemos toda nuestra vida por delante para ver qué quieres
Let me
hacer.
guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
No se me ocurre nada y yo creo que no voy a... Oh, perdón, espérame. Voy a cambiar. Estoy ensuciando todo el juego, me acabo de dar cuenta.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
Gracias por los best viewers.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
¿Quieres destruir el mundo?
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
¿Por qué no?
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Sí, exactamente, eso es lo que dije que iba a hacer, güey.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade, that's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
Antes de cualquier cosa, tú caché que en el capítulo anterior, no, pero básicamente en la, no sé, en la parte antes de que me muriera la vez pasada, esta weona se convirtió en un titán básicamente que me desarmó, me sacó células, exponencialmente cada vez más células, me convirtió en una pelota, después me convirtió en un hilo de 64 metros. Básicamente después nos juntamos y esta weona bueno, ¿qué chucha está pasando? ¿Cómo ahora no va a ser un demonio máximo esta weona?
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer.
Sí.
I hate you.
Y a ti, weón.
You know, if her walking out that door is really gonna end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
Gracias, Mati.
That's not how this works.
En todo caso ya no sirve ni moderar a esa weona.
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
No, que sea la mierda del narrador, weón.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it! What should we do now?
Esa música.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
¡No! No entiendo nada. Pero no tienes la oportunidad de hacer ese abrigo ni la tendrás. Es hora de que te vayas, los recuerdos vuelven.
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
Lo que sea que haya del otro lado será algo bonito. Supongo que nos veremos del otro lado. Todo va a estar bien.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Muy
She'll
bien.
be there waiting for us.
Sí, es correcto. Porque no entiendo nada.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Ah, sí, sepo. Te ayudé a eso.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Vaya volada. Una de las numerosas manos que hay frente a ti se extiende y te toca la cara con su dedo.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Todo lo que dices parece un acertijo. ¿No puedes darme ni una sola respuesta directa?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me.
No se nota.
They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
Ya. Entonces estoy listo para volver.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Sabes que cuando todo esto acabe, cuando estés completa, voy a matarte, ¿verdad? Chucha. ¿Qué quieres que te traiga la próxima vez?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers.
Okay.
And every perspective
vamos.
illuminates my I will long. We will meet again.